How do we feed a growing population, reduce pressures on land resources, and meet the targets of the European Green Deal to be climate neutral by 2050? Sustainable aquaculture is part of the solution.
Well, the European Commission's Farm to Fork strategy aims at providing healthy and sustainable food systems. Aquaculture can play an important role here because farmed fish consumes much less resources to produce proteins than any food that is farmed on land.
The European Commission is developing new guidelines to make EU aquaculture stronger and more sustainable.
Through sustainable aquaculture, we can also have sustainable sources of protein, and this can be algae, it can be bivalves, it can be low trophic level fish. This is going to create also the conditions for better quality of food and food that is more sustainable for the planet.
To meet the targets for 2050 for a zero carbon, there'll be a lot more biofuel needed, but that will mean a lot more land will be needed, and this will take away land that could be used for food and it could be used for biodiversity. So aquaculture can relieve the pressure on the land.
Farming fish, shellfish, algae and other marine organisms at sea require access to reliable data about the marine environment to help select sites, monitor changing conditions and carry out environmental impact assessments.
Access to high-quality marine data is key to allow the aquaculture sector to implement more accurate planning, to increase the predictability of the production cycle, to optimize site selection and to avoid risks.
But where can the aquaculture industry find the data they need? EMODNet, the European Marine Observation and Data Network, provides free and open access to reliable, harmonised, quality-controlled data across a range of disciplines: bathymetry, geology, chemistry, biodiversity, seabed habitats, physics, human activities.
You can determine the ecological status of waters, for example, by looking at EMODNet. You know the biological and the chemical components in there. So you can choose a good location for an aquaculture farm. That is one element. Another element is once you have a license and you farm your fish or your mussels, you will need to look at the impacts. And that's, again, where EMODNet comes in. To measure the impacts, to be able to monitor what are the impacts of such a farm.
EMODNet can support the aquaculture sector in a more sufficient way, establishing a close cooperation with the farmers. EMODNet can offer to the farmers weather data, currents, waves, chemical and biological data.
And the aquaculture industry can support EMODNet as well. We're still struggling to get complete coverage of finfish and shellfish farms in Europe. So that would be a win-win.
If you are in the aquaculture industry and need access to marine data, visit EMODNet. We have done the work so you don't have to.